David, was that kind of a tale of two halves? It certainly appeared that way. You were with them in the first half, and they kind of got hot from three after halftime.
Yeah, we knew that they were 3 for 22 in the first half from three, and they missed some open looks. And our focus coming out of the half was to limit their opportunities, but we didn't do a good job of that. We didn't come out with the necessary urgency to take away the three-point line. But probably more than anything that hurt us was offensively we got really stagnant. And they do that to teams. You watch them on film, they get teams to stand, they get teams to hold. And I thought in the second half that was the difference. Our offense stalled out, and it allowed them to play off of more misses in transition and catching us in different matchup situations.
How difficult was it for Taylor to come back after missing 3 games, almost a week, and just trying to get himself back into rhythm?
It just goes along with what I said before the game. Unfortunately, this is the lay of the land, and this is the circumstances that a lot of these guys are going to go through, whether it's us, other teams. He was literally testing even today, and made sure that he got got cleared today. And for a lot of these guys to be, his last game was so good, and then he gets knocked out, loses his rhythm, comes back in. We try to get him right back into his groove. And, it wasn't his best, but I thought he really competed defensively. So,
No, I just wanted to, I just turning my head to look at, but you've been on LeBron's teams before, and he's had 2 really good performances in the last 2 losses. When he plays like this, like he's been playing, does it feel just a little more disheartening to lose, even though this Phoenix team is very good?
The one thing about LeBron, and I don't like speaking for him, but he's not going to get wrapped up in that stuff, and neither are we. LeBron's looking at all of this as just a new challenge in front of him. After all of these years, he just doesn't get rattled with any of it. He's not a blamer. He's not a complainer. He's not finger pointing. He's going to figure out solutions. And tonight's it was just one of those nights. You got Taylor 1 for 13. You got Isaiah 1 for 11, who have been playing very well for us. That's a lot of missed shots. We were 6 for 22 on open threes, I think, or 6 for 20. Against a team like Phoenix, you just can't miss those shots. And I think LeBron is smart enough to know that those shots will fall at some point. He's just going to keep leading and keep pushing these guys with positive energy.
Fizz, behind the scenes, when you guys kind of evaluate or try to evaluate where this team is today, obviously the sample sizes are crazy small.
Crazy.
Is it still? Are you guys still projecting as to what we think we could be, or is it still? Or have you seen enough?
Well, we're in the fight. That's the bottom line. It's always just you're in the fight, and just for whatever reason, this season has just been incredibly choppy for us. We lose LeBron early on. AD sick, banged up, and it's just finding a rhythm and a continuity with the group. You add Trevor, then Taylor and Austin and Malik, and these guys go out, and it's just trying to find our groove, as we go through this season. And at the end of the day, ultimately, if and when we find our connection, we're going to be a really good basketball team, and I think it's going to come together.
To follow up on that really quickly, Phoenix has had the opposite of everything you just said. Like, they've been healthy, and they have continuity. Especially as that
they're
game
kicking ass.
As the game wore on, is that what you saw tonight from them?
Absolutely. That's a team that has really, really gelled over the years. They've gone through a lot of suffering, and heck yeah, they got continuity, and they've been very lucky. That's lucky to be healthy, And when you put a team with that kind of talent, a team that's had that kind of pain in the playoffs, veteran leadership, young talent, this is how they will look, and they look good. They are a good basketball team. You can't make the mistakes we made tonight, and you sure as heck can't miss open shots against them and think you're going to keep up with them. So Yeah, that continuity thing is a big deal, and I just really feel like under our circumstances, the guys' attitudes and how they've been approaching this whole thing has been fantastic, and that's, to me, that leads me to believe that we're gonna be okay.
The last two will take off the Zoom. Dave?
If there's who, either on the coaching staff or on the roster, do you feel like has been a steadying voice in terms of preaching patience and, whenever the latest setback comes around?
It's collective, man. Like, it's nobody that's out of step from that standpoint. Frustration happens, no doubt. Getting those film sessions, you got to call out the ugly stuff. Heck yeah. These guys care, man. Like, they care so much. You got to think there's guys in there that's never tasted the trophy. They'll do anything to win. And, so the voice is a collective voice of stay the course, stay together, go through the rough stuff, figure it out, and keep being solution-based. And it's being headed up by Frank and LeBron. They have been fantastic from the standpoint of leading us. And even the other veterans have been great. But, obviously this is Bron's deal, and those guys look to Bron to be a leader. But he and Frank have been nothing short of spectacular from the standpoint of preaching patience but holding people accountable, right? It's easy to say be patient and just gloss over crap and act like things are just all great, but it's not, and they don't let it seem like that. They're calling people out. We're addressing the things that we need to clean up, and those two are really spearheading that.
And last question, George Richard on Zoom.
Hey, Coach. I wanted to ask you about Trevor Reese. He's fourth in the field tonight. And, what is he going to really bring? We know what he brings on the defensive end, but also, the space on the floor. How do you feel he's been doing?
Man, so good to have him out there. He's a calming, just a calming presence. The way he goes about it gives everybody ease. You know what he's going to do on the court. He doesn't try to do stuff that's outside of his skill set. Defensively, he's just so sound. Had a couple moments tonight where they tested his feet, and he couldn't slide with a few guys, and that's okay because he's just coming back. But for just coming back and throwing him in the fire and, him finding seeing that ball go in and him really helping us defensively and communicating and doing, executing our coverages the right way is great, and it's just going to get better as he gets stronger.